industry and them. What is the relevance of philosophy in the banking industry? Questions, or will I say, the points I would like to concentrate on, from which I will now generate research questions. I will need to break them into points so that when I go, what I'm pursuing will be very clear to me. And so, for instance, you can ask the question, impact of philosophy in marketing. You can break down further, impact of philosophy in customer service, impact of philosophy in prognosis, impact of philosophy in resource management. These breakdowns will help me to generate research questions. And the research questions which I generate, that is what I will use in my questionnaires, in my interviews, or in my observations. In terms of observations, it will help me to be focused, to know exactly what I am observing and what I need to know. So whatever pattern I use, either observation, after questionnaire, or interview, whatever method that I choose, these questions or these points are very important, because the questions that will come from these points will actually help me. When I now go and I do this, ask questions based on the questions I'm able to generate, then I codify them. This number of people said that it is relevant in the study, that philosophy is relevant in marketing. This number of people said it is not relevant. This number of people that it is relevant but not very relevant. Then when I come home, I begin to codify them. I codify them within the context of numbers. This number said this. This number said this. This number said this. Then I now bring them within the context of SPS. SPSS will now help me to understand the frequency, the mode, the percentage. That is where SPSS comes within the context of the study of philosophy. It helps me to understand all this. And as it helps me to understand this, it enriches my study of philosophy. Most of the time, what you find in philosophical studies do not concern numbers, do not concern interviews and all that, and it does not provide a ground for the application of SPSS. But an application of SPSS within the context of philosophy helps the study to be more grounded. It helps the study to be more real. It helps the study to be more on reality. Now, let's see also how we can apply SPSS in the study of religion. And I have gotten a title, a thesis title, An Evaluation of the Opinions of Catholics in Nigeria about Pope Francis. If this is the title of your study, this title of your study is a study in religion. Now, this is different from studying the theology of God. In this case, we are given an opportunity within the context of the study of religion to really go into concrete research, to know what is on ground, what people are saying, what they are thinking about the Pope. So what you do at the very beginning, if you must get down to the point where you apply SPSS, the first thing, you identify the independent and the dependent variable. And here the independent and the dependent variable is the Pope. Then you begin to generate very important points. And these points are areas of concern from which you are going to generate your research questions. Get an understanding of the Pope. Generally, you don't just go to ask somebody, is the Pope, who is the Pope a good man? When you go and ask the person, is the Pope a good man, he will either tell you yes or no. And when he tells you yes or no, the yes or no does not answer the question that is relevant for you in research. And that's why you must break the independent variable into pieces. And so the question you could be, or will I say the points you generate from you generate research question is the opinion of Nigerian Catholics on Pope Francis' personality, the opinion of Nigerian Catholics on Pope Francis' administrative skill, the opinion of Nigerian Catholics on Pope Francis' life or spiritual life, the opinion of Nigerian Catholics on the relationship of the Pope with other religions. Once you have these points, then you begin to generate questions, which you now take to the field during your interview. You take to the field during your observations. you take to the field during the questions or the questionnaires that you have. It will now shape the questionnaire that you have. And these results, or the results that you get, the responses that you get, you now codify them. And you codify them by thematizing them. And then, how many people have accepted that the Pope is a good man? How many people have accepted that the Pope is the father of all? How many people have accepted? You begin to generate positions. You begin to generate perspectives from this. And from this, you can get standard deviation or correlation in your study. You can get standard deviation and correlation in your study. And this is exactly what SPSS does for you. You key in the data and it gets you the standard deviation. You key in the data, it gets you the correlation in terms of perspective. You can get the differences of opinion between male and female. Standard SPSS can do that for you. It can get for you the differences in opinion between men and women about the Pope. It can help you understand the differences in opinion between those in northern Nigeria and those in southern Nigeria. All you just need is to key in the data into SPSS and then tell it what exactly you want to do, and it generates the results for you. When you now generate the results, then you can now go into the stage of analyzing the results that you have and then making a report afterwards. The major point which I've made in this study is this: that numbers, just as we see in Pythagoras' opinion, numbers are very fundamental to the understanding of reality. Number, according to Pythagoras, is the within of things. Before now, it is understood that SPSS is meant only for studies within the context of social sciences. But beyond the context of social sciences, in our own time of interdisciplinary studies, this presentation affirms that SPSS, which until now has been considered unapplicable to the study of philosophy and religion, can be applicable to the study of philosophy and religion. Why is this applicability very important? Because SPSS helps you to actually understand grounded reality. It helps you to get a deeper understanding of what you are doing in terms of its relatedness to reality. So this is how I think that SPSS is very applicable in the study of philosophy and religion. And so thank you very much for your time, and see you next time when there is a presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.